Sup guys, how's it going? Welcome to this Gamer Tech review. Now in this review, we're going to be taking a look at a gaming keyboard. It is a mechanical keyboard, it's made by QPAD, and it is the brand new MK70. Now this one has got a linear cherry red mechanical switch in there, and cherry red, I must admit, I do quite like cherry reds. In fact, I haven't actually reviewed a cherry red keyboard for either quite a while or ever. I have used them before, I've tested them out at like LAN events and stuff like that. However, it's going to be very nice to actually be able to use it for a longer period of time than just, oh yes, it feels like a keyboard. So that is going to be exciting. Now first of all, like just on the first glances now, the box is very heavy, which I am excited about because I like a keyboard that's got some weight to it. And that is just very promising that it has got that weight to it, which I'm happy about, it's good. But for now, let's just have a closer look at the box. On the front side of the box, we just have the general information of what the name of the keyboard is, who made it, and also what type of keys, and that is very important. So as you can see, it says it's the red switch linear version, and in the top left corner, you've got just the standard information about the keyboard, about the keys, N key rollover, gold plated USB, and also the fact it's a mechanical with 50 million keystrokes. What? The sides of the box are quite plain, but then on the back again we have all of the information that we have on the front, but in a little bit more detail and also in a variety of languages. Now that's the box out of the way, let's just crack it out and have a look at the weighty keyboard in the flesh. Here we are, ready to get inside the keyboard box itself. Now it's quite a compact box I've seen so far. Oh, look at that. Oh, I'm really excited. I do like getting brand new keyboards out of the box, and I can already see that there is indeed a braided cable, which is quite exciting. It has got a lot of protection, which is very good. Oh, it opens up from this end here. Let's get this box out of the way. We don't need no stinking box. Is there anything else in there? Not that I can see. Ooh, that does look very nice. Now, I was just checking the box to see if there was a wrist rest that came with the keyboard, but there is not one that I can see in there. However, it does seem to have the clip bits there for a wrist rest. So maybe that's either just a similar molding from another keyboard, or you can get a wrist rest from another source. I don't know. I have to check that out. You do have nice little stand-up clippy bits though, so you can angle your keyboard if you want to. And like I did say earlier, you have got a braided cable on there as well. And I do love braided cabling. And you do have, is that gold-plated? It is, yeah. It is a gold-plated USB connector as well, so that'll help you with your connectivity. So this is brand new out. If I put one of the keys off, you'll see you have got the cherry red, and it is the linear cherry red as opposed to clicky or tactile. So let's give this a quick little test. Interesting. It's kind of like a mix between cherry red and a slight cherry blackness into it. Interesting. Now I use cherry blues permanently on my main keyboard, so I prefer a much more clicky version. So maybe if I had the clicky cherry red, then I'd be a bit more at home. But to be fair, like, everyone has their own different personal preferences with keyboards that they use. So I could quite happily use this and get used to it. It's just because I'm used to cherry blues that maybe I'm a bit more like used to something else. But having a little quick rundown of the keyboard, we've got some media keys here. So we've got our mute, volume down, volume up, play, pause. Then we've got previous track, next track on there. Over on the number pad side, we have got the Illumination controls as well. So if we want to dim it down, also brighten it up, we can do that. And we've got num lock, cap lock, scroll lock on there. On the top, that's interesting. You can see here that that is all just blocked off. It doesn't actually, those ports do not exist. They are not real. It's a shame actually, because I would have quite liked to have USB ports on there. So it definitely shows me that this keyboard has been used as a remolding of a previous or a future keyboard that they have, which is quite interesting to know. It's a shame that those aren't real. You can't use those. Quick shine of the back for you there, so you can just quickly check it out. Here's our little flappy standy bits up. Time to put it onto the gaming desk and use it for some testing. So what did I think about the keyboard? Well, actually, I thought it was really good. I say actually, it's not like I was surprised at the fact it was going to be good, but it was actually, using actually again, it was good. It was good. Now it does use different switches to what I'm used to, so I prefer to have tactile cherry blues just because they're very clicky, and I feel like in my fingers they're a lot more responsive and just like, ah, I've definitely pressed the key, that's great. Whereas with this one, it uses like linear reds, and they're kind of softer and more squidgy. Kind of like feels like the keys are a bit marshmallowy, if you know what I mean. But I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that I prefer personally really tactile keys, really tacky, like click, 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 and this is just not that. So if you're looking for like quite a quiet mechanical keyboard, then this is a really good option for you because it is very quiet when you're using it, and it does illuminate, as I've said earlier, and the blue level is really nice. It does get either really, really bright, or you can lower it down if you want to have just like a nice soft glow of blue behind the keys. One thing which I thought was a little bit like annoying with the keyboard though is every time I turned the computer on, I had to then press function and then turn the illumination on and get up to the level. I think I had it on level 2 the whole time. And it was just a little bit annoying. I had to kind of get that lighting put on every single time I turned on the PC. Maybe there'll be a firmware update or something for the keyboard in the future to sort that out. That would be nice. With the keyboard itself as well, if you check it out on the top right corner, it's got like plastic covered holes of where stuff would be. So like with, I think the MK70, which actually has 2 USB ports, a microphone jack and a headphone jack, this one has those gaps for it, but it's actually got the plastic tab still over the hole. So it's like the same body, that keyboard, but it's just not got the hardware in it. I don't really mind that, but at the same time, it's a little bit annoying because you kind of feel a bit like you want it to have it, and it's teasing you with it because it's almost there, but then they're like, nah, we're not gonna give you the inside bits. We're just gonna let you know you could have had it, but you're not. And you know, I'd much rather actually have the active USB ports on there and the headphone and mic jack. So, you know, kind of, yeah. In regards to the finish of the keyboard, I really like it. It's got that kind of soft touch rubber nicety to it, so you kind of like, you can stroke it and it feels really nice. Not that I spend my time stroking keyboards, of course, but it's just got that feel nice and that quality feel to it, which I really like. I'd say it's probably a little bit on the medium to heavy side as well, which for me, I like that. I really do feel that weight is a sign of quality, because if you've got something that's light, then it's probably just got all plastic insidey parts and it's probably a bit bad. Whereas if you've got weight to it, you know that there's metal and you know, everything's been screwed together really well. It's nice and tight, and it will last for a long time, and it's good. So I'm happy that it is a little bit weighty. Also the cable, braided, love it. I love braided cabling so much. It's amazing stuff. And yeah, it's got braided cabling, which is really, really cool. Unlike the MK80 as well, this keyboard didn't come with a wrist rest in the box. However, on the front of the keyboard, underneath, it has got holes for a wrist rest to clip into. So I don't know whether this is going to be similar to the bits on the back where you've got the gaps for it, but then they've just been covered up with plastic, so you haven't got the USB ports. Maybe with this here, they've just used the exact same body as the MK80 and they've left the bits on the front where you clip it in, so you don't include it in there. But if you were, say, to buy a wrist rest off someone who broke their keyboard, or they're just putting it on eBay or whatever, it would fit. Possible. It's possible. I can't guarantee that, but it's got the gaps on the front for a wrist rest, so you may be able to clip in one for another keyboard that they do. So yeah, all in all, I think it was very good. It wasn't my cup of tea with the keys wise, and there was a couple of little bits on there where I was a bit, that's kind of unfair, or it's a bit annoying, or blah blah blah. But on the whole, yeah, I'm comfortably using the keyboard. You know, I know when my keyboard comes back from Germany, I'm definitely going to swap back and start using that one. This isn't going to be a full replacement for me, just because I just love that tactile cherry blue responsiveness. You know, it's cool. However, if this keyboard, for example, did have that cherry blue switches on there, which was super tactile, then I would have a problem like using this for a long time. The light little thing is a bit of an issue for me. It is annoying that you have to kind of put the illumination on, but I'm sure that if that was an issue raised with them, they'd probably sort out the firmware or bring out a driver update or something which would do that. So yeah, I hope you've liked the review. I hope it's been informative for you. Make sure to thumbs up if you've liked it or if you found it helpful, and if you know anyone looking at a keyboard, why not share this video with them? Maybe this one they're looking for. Thanks again, guys, and I'll see you in another one. Stay fresh.